Hey YouTube. I just want to get back with you guys. I've had a few people, write in and say they're a little worried about me, and I get it, because I do come off as being, real confident and well-spoken and have my act together and stuff like that. And so for me to come off on video seeming sort of the opposite of that is tough for some of my viewers. I don't have a lot of people that follow me on YouTube, and I appreciate all you guys that do. But I do have quite a following on Clapper. I have 28,300 as of today. And at 30,000, you get blue check mark verified, or you have the potential to be. I'll submit my thing once I have 30,000 and say, I have 30,000 now. Can you vet me? 14. No false sugars, no artificial sweeteners, just in case there's anybody that doesn't know kind of what I'm talking about. And just a brief history, because I'm going to be putting all these false sugar videos together at the end of the month when I get to day, the whole month, day 30, day 31. And then in September, I'll be, I think I can say with about 75% surety, I will be trying to cut back on my caffeine consumption. That's not a grab to just like clickbaity or get views or whatever. It's just something I would like to address on my journey of health. So this is the first day I felt super normal again. So what have I noticed different? Well, one is I got a decent night's sleep, even though I did have a 4th cup of caffeine yesterday, and I didn't really want to, but I did. Hubs and Mom and I were all sitting around. They're having their cocktails they like. They don't bother to give me any because I'm not going to have Kahlua, because it's just nothing but a sugar pill. And it's got a lot of process, right? So I wouldn't even touch that. I might on a holiday or something. I might have some Kahlua and creams, for Hubs and I, our anniversary in January or something along that line. But just have it every week, because Mom's coming over on a Sunday doesn't hold any appeal for me. But anyway, they're having the drinks, and I wanted to have something. So I had a little bit of coffee, and then I had a lot of cream. And I didn't lose any weight. And I think what happened was that when Hubs and I had our partial day off and I had a half a bag of pork rinds, I went and had, a bunch of glucose weight gain, because, well, not really glucose, but just salt, and there is some process in the pork rinds. And so I kind of went a little backward with that, but I didn't have any false sugars, so I'm good there. But yeah, on our half days off, we watch movies, we spend time together, we each have half a gummy, and that always gives me a little bit of the munchies. And you people that do any kind of edibles or whatever, which I've been doing for about a year and a half now, about one a week or something like that. If I can, I don't do anything in Moss. But for you, those of you that do that, you understand that the munchies are a real thing. You get the munchies and you want to have something that crunches or it has real good flavor or whatever. And so I've been having those, and they're the lesser of all the evils. Like I don't really snack at all. So that's my snack food. So I guess I had to kind of put up with a little bit of a spike in weight the next day, because I've had that real salty thing, and then I tend to overeat on our edible days. And that's fine. Person has to live, right? My big takeaway on day 14 so far is my real lack of appetite compared. Now, I was eating quite a bit of food before I began this August self-challenge, and now I'm not getting hungry. Like yesterday, the last time I ate was about 4 o'clock, and I had some pot roast, and I had a little tiny bit of a burger patty, and that's all I had. And I was not hungry till about 1 today. Now I had my normal cream in my coffee, but I always did before. It's just interesting to me that before August 1st, I'm now thinking I was overeating. Even though I wasn't gaining weight, I wasn't losing weight, and I was a little perplexed about that. But I would get done with what I was eating, and oftentimes I'd be like, well, I'm too full, I had too much to eat. But then the next time, the next day when I had something to eat, I do the same thing again. Now what's different is that it seems like I'm reaching that point of satiety earlier. And today I had a New York steak from our cow, We got a half cow this last January, and Hubs picked it up after it had been hanging in the butcher's, aged and stuff like that, in February. And we put it in the freezer, and we're about 30% of it left. And so I'm just consuming it now. I'm just making sure it gets all eaten before we leave in November for muzzle lawn. And I don't like the taste of it near as much as I do just the grain-fed lot cattle. I prefer that. And so now I'm driving down to Hartnagel to get some wood glue so I can start assembling Mom's cubbies for her closet, for her built-in closet storage system that we bought together, and now I'm going to be assembling it and putting it in. I've done the work before, but this is the first time I've worked with melamine and a particle board and stuff, but it's not beyond my skill set, so I took it on. I'm only working 6 hours, 7 days a week now, so I'm working 42 hours a week, and it's about what I want to do when I'm also working on the house. And this is something I've been planning on from the beginning, so I knew I was going to do this. I took the time to figure out and organize and decide all the things, the components we would need to do the closet, and then I ordered them, and I ordered them on that great Home Depot same as cash thing for 24 months, and it's just been wonderful. So that all came in. Everything that I ordered did come in. I've got it all unpackaged and sorted where it needs to go, and all I have to do is get in there and start doing it. So it's kind of like writing my first chapter. Once that first chapter's over with and that's behind me, I seem to write faster and better after that's done. And the same thing here. Once I start assembling those little shoe cubbies that are going to go up high against the ceiling, I get 1 or 2 done and I'm golden. I'll just keep going from there. But the appetite's interesting. So I had a New York steak. It's quite lean. I can't stand the taste of the fat on our own cow. It's sort of gamey tasting, and I don't care for that at all. All the purists out there that think they have to have that. I don't find it to be as great. Is it clean tasting and good and everything? It is. I find the denser meats that are more lean from our cow are much more to my liking. The ribeyes are especially not to my liking. So we got rid of those first, and then went, okay, we don't like the way the fat tastes on the cow, on the organic, locally sourced rancher cow. We don't like it. So we're just getting through what we have, and we don't want to waste any part of it, so we're not. And then I ate a New York steak today. There was 2 in there. One was slightly bigger. I think it was closer to 20 ounces. And then I had the one that was about 16 ounces. Ate the whole thing, no trouble. Was not stuffed, but didn't feel like having any more, which is a real good indicator of I've had enough to eat. My body's satisfied. I'd already had my 9 tablespoons of cream and my whole cup of fresh cream that I whipped up myself a couple days ago, so I could have a dollop on top of my coffee and continue that ritual of my cup of coffee with cream in it and on it, but no Ready Whip, of course. So I've had plenty of fat grams, I think, and then I had the steak, which I thought was quite good. The lean steaks on our cow are yummy. I'm not sure why, but I like those just as well as the grain-fed lot guys. But I don't like the fat. So we'll see if I get hungry again tonight. If I do, there's a couple burgers in the fridge and the leftover pot roast from the cow that Mom had cooked yesterday and brought. She doesn't like the taste at all of any of it. And so she just was like, oh, you're cooking burgers on the side? And I was like, yeah. And so she goes, I'll take one of those. And she liked the idea of that. So I got that done and gave her a couple burgers with some cheese on top, and she was just fine. And it's the Angus chuck patties, the 3rd pound from Costco. And they come out to be about $1.38 a patty, I think, unless they've raised the price. Walmart patties are way better value, but the taste isn't there as much. I like the Angus chuck ground taste. I like Angus. I've determined that a long time ago. When I first started carnivore, I started getting real particular about how my meats tasted. And I started identifying what I liked. Beef is not just beef that's not beef, I mean, there's real differences in the type of beef, and Angus is my favorite, and I just love it. And I get it at Walmart. I get the choice because it's usually on special if I can get it that way, and that's what I've been having. My takeaway is that I think I'll probably be down 3 or 4 pounds by the end of the month by default, because I will not be having as much food. And it's not because I don't want to eat. It's not because I'm trying to lose weight. It'll be a consequence of not having false sugars, because somehow, and I suspected this, that the false sugars were regulating or causing hunger that wasn't actually true hunger. It was it was surfaced through having this sweet crossing my mouth. And I've heard a lot of carnivores say that, and I just thought it was crap. I was like, I've got discipline. I'm not having any trouble with, you know, trying to eat sugar or cravings or anything like that. But that's not what it was about. It's got a process in the body. The body processes it in such a way that that's what the consequence is. It makes you have an appetite you shouldn't be having. So I'm interested to see, you know, will have taken off weight, because so far I'm not hungry at all. And that's interesting, because usually I get to this point of satiety with more food. And I didn't. In the last week, I've been noticing that I'm getting to that point of satiety sooner than I would with less food. So that's a consequence of me changing this, because it's the only thing I've changed. I haven't changed anything else. I just took out the Diet Pops and the Ready Whip, which were the two sources of false sugars I was taking in daily. I don't have those anymore. Anyhow, that's interesting. So day 14, I'll come back in 3 or 4 days, let you guys know, have I lost any weight? What's my appetite doing? How do I feel? Today is a day where I can say after 2 full weeks, I actually feel like a human being again. I feel like myself. I'm no longer groggy, draggy, emotional, irritated, tired, and needing extra fat. I've now been able to just kind of take my fat down to the normal load that I usually have every day. And it's been a relief, because I felt like I was having to use fat to survive each day. And today I didn't feel like that, and not very much yesterday. But this is the first actual truthful day where I've been able to be okay. So I'll let you guys know. I don't think I need to do another update for 3 or 4 days, like day 17, day 18. I might even go to 3 weeks, day 21, and just let you guys know where I'm at then. I plan on not succumbing to any of it. And I am going to be going to my daughter-in-law and son's house for 2 nights. And usually I have a few things that like aren't just beef and water type stuff there. But they are really behind me on not doing the false sugars. They've been bugging me for years to get rid of them, so they're not going to let me fall. They're not going to let me fall. So anyway, love you guys. Subscribe and smash the like button and share me. I know I'm long-winded and stuff, and I take tangents and leeway everywhere and go down Alice in Wonderland rabbit holes, but I find all the holes to be tunneling very smartly. So anyhow, see you soon.